So, very good afternoon. I have a question for you. How have the skills you have learned both inside and outside of the classroom that translated to your current role?
Very good question. Thanks for bringing that up. Actually, if I talk about the hard skills, there's hardly any hard skill that I've learned in the classroom that I'm using today. It's all about the soft skills. Okay, let me give an example. Your temperament plays a very important role, right, in the corporate world. And how do you actually develop? It's not like on a given day you will develop temperament and you'll have that, right? It's something that you develop over time, right? Now, whether it is about you having a particular seat on which you need to sit, it's about in some of the sports, in the team sports, it's a journey that one takes, right? But so that's an example of the soft skill. The other example I would take is the MBA. If I think about the MBA, the biggest thing that I've learned from that, it's all around the soft skills. So of course, one is I met new people, and that was all there, the networking side of it. But I don't think that it was about, hey, this is something that I learned that I didn't know earlier. It was a lot more about the soft skill side of thing than the hard skill side of things, right? So that's what I would say. So but the key is to still find what is it that you're gaining out of it. And by the way, again, going back to the same point, especially for the folks who are doing MBA, and I know that I talked to you that you're doing an MBA, and then therefore for other folks as well, you should focus hard on developing some of the hard skills. Okay, and let me give an example again. In our engineering, we don't do the statistics classes, right? And statistics today is an integral piece of doing the business. Okay, and it kind of builds the fundamental building blocks for the data science as well, right? Now, while I am myself not necessarily building the models, right? But since during the MBA I did those stats courses, and then over time I continued to add to some of those skills to my armory, I can ask relevant questions from the people who are actually building the models, right? So you have to, it's a hard skill as well, and I should have mentioned that that's one thing I learned, right? But again, you should think about the hard skills and soft skills, and you need to gain on both sides. The word is not going to pay you unless you're able to add value. I can tell you, it's a competitive word, you're right, and it's a brutal word out there. So you have to kind of develop those skills, right? So I'll give you another example. So in my last organization, EXL Services, it provides analytics consulting to the banks in US and other places, and I did phenomenally well in that company, and they valued me a lot. And to be honest, I didn't write a single code during my 4 years in that, right? But I was managing a fairly large team. But the reason they valued me a lot is, at any point in time they could call me and say that, hey, you need to present to that big shot or that big guy on, let's say, fraud is my expertise on fraud, and I would just go ahead and do that, right? So in some sense I'm talking about the soft skill here, but then I could over time become comfortable in able to present the ideas in a convincing manner, and that's something that's one way you can differentiate yourself. I'm just saying that there are different ways you can differentiate, but I could see that there are not a lot of people in that team who could actually do that, who would know fraud and who would actually could communicate their thoughts. So that's what I would say. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
I have a question. We are being told that everybody is different, but at some point or other, we are being compared to maybe friends, colleagues, and etc. So, have you ever been through such a situation, and how to handle that?
No, so yeah, I mean, as I said, I have been in this situation, and forget about everyone else. I myself was going through that peer pressure, right? When everyone else was kind of growing and earning well, and I was still struggling. But at some point in time, you have to, on one side of it, accept it. So I'll give you another example. Majority of my colleagues or the folks who are at my level, right? They are obviously from IITs, but they are probably 31, 32. They are much younger than I am, or maybe 33, 34. But I don't feel bad about it at all. My bosses have actually been younger than me, majority of my bosses. But there is a reason for them to be my bosses, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it and just hung up on this, right? That's okay. You know, there is a particular way I'm choosing to live my life, or I've been pushed to live my life, right? You just have to accept it, but make the most of it, right? So there's no right or wrong answer here. The thing is, it's all, and it's not easy, right? Especially at the stage that where you are, to know what you want to do, to be able to introspect and say that this is it comes with time, and it's totally okay to feel that way, that you're lost and you don't know what you want to do. That's the only thing. Focus on the skill set, not as much on the hey, this company or that company that will come. Just think about the skill set and then say, hey, this is the skill that comes most natural to me, and then just be good at it, whatever that is, right? It could very well be something that is in right now. So for example, the analytics piece, that's data science, it's quite in. Or it might actually be manufacturing. That's okay, right? I mean, Tesla is actually manufacturing car only, nothing else. And today you look at Tesla, it's, you know, one of the most valued companies, $600 billion, whatever, right? So the money can be made anywhere. You can excel anywhere, but you gotta be good in what you're doing.